Hello, folks. I'm finally back from the range for the first time, firing my MMP 15 AR-15. Uh, just want to say to you, I really, really love this rifle. Really impressed with it. Uh, I don't have a lot of experience with rifles. I do have a AK-47 Cigar Wound Tech that I fire maybe only 2 times a year. But I'm really impressed with this MMP 15 rifle, and I will get a lot of use out of this one instead of like once or twice a year. I'm going to probably use this as a regular firearm to shoot at the range. I just want to show you a couple targets I've done, and uh, with this, I was able to shoot fairly decent for someone who doesn't really shoot a rifle. And I have to say, the gun is better than I am. I was shooting these type of this type of ammo. It's the PMC Bronze N223. They were pretty not too bad on the price, but as you see here, it's for 223, 55 grain full metal jacket. I want to show you the first target. The first target was, excuse me, that's not the first one. Okay, I was shooting with the first target. The first target I did not do very well on, in my opinion. I was just getting a feel for the firearm itself. Uh, if you look around here, I was shooting very low right here, and a guy noticed that I wasn't happy with my results, and he came over and told me, "Hey, you want to raise up your sight a little bit." And because this firearm is rated for anywhere between 50 and 100 yards, and he says there's a significant drop up close and then it rises and comes down at longer distances. So he kind of helped me with that. Uh, right here, this was a lucky shot. This was just a flyer. I can't even say that I did this intentionally. These two here were definitely flyers. I was shooting low here. And was shooting in this area here. As you see, there's another flyer here. Those shots were being fired anywhere from 10 to 15 yards. My range that I go to is kind of small indoors, but it does its job, it does its purpose. And I just wanted to get a feel for the firearm anyway. I'm not trying to break any records or anything like that. So as you see, this was my first set of shots. And also, I was using the iron sights. I didn't have the optic on, the TSR 32 optic on. I didn't have it on at all. So I was just using the iron sights, flip up Magpul in the back, and then I just was taking shots just using its regular sights. So we move on to the other target. I'm trying to make up for my mistake on the first target, and I shot in this area over here, which is pretty like I wanted, pretty much here, but I still needed to raise up a little bit. But I'm really happy with that result because it was really fun to shoot, and I have about 3 out there, so I'm not going to complain. And again, the flyers. Some of the flyers were due to improper hold of the firearm itself, and my sighting was a little. I had to get used to using sights because I wear bifocals, so that line where you're trying to look between the upper part of the bifocal and the lower part, and sometimes you get the habit of looking over your glasses. If you have prescriptions, you want to look through them, and that was a reason why I was having problems. Uh, some of the problems, anyway. Here is another set of targets here. The other set I have here, I did a lot better. And believe it or not, this was a target that I was shooting. This time I had the dot sights on. I had the dot sight on, and it was really easy to shoot. Again, I had that little bit of a problem where I gotta stop looking over my glasses and start looking through them. So and start looking at the right way to look through bifocals. I don't know if any of you wear bifocals, but one on the bottom half is for reading, the other one's for distance, and I was screwing that all up. But I did what I think very well with the dot sight. I needed to still raise up a little bit in this area, and I'm still happy at 15 yards at least to get into this area. I don't usually shoot with this type of target. I usually shoot B-34 targets because of my training. I usually use that type of target, but this is the first time I've ever used this type of target. I'm really happy that I got at least somewhat decent accuracy, even though these were in this particular area. Last target, this is also with the dot sight as well. Let me see if I can find that. Here again, I got these. I was very happy with these shots here with the placement. I have type groups here, but as you see, it was kind of like pulling over, and that's what I did not want to do. I wanted to at least keep it central and raise the target, raise the firearm up, so I can really have better accuracy and shoot this firearm like it should be. This M&P 15 is I'm very happy with. I just got to get used to shooting a rifle. I think I did pretty well, and I'm looking to figure out hand placement. I've looked at various sites where people were holding this firearm different ways toward the back here or whatnot. I'm looking and that's what I was working out on when I was shooting those targets to get the right placement. But I really want to get that grip that's right here that kind of curves like there. I don't want the one that looks like a handle, but the one that curves. I don't know what kind of grip that's called, but I think that would help in my hand placement as I'm holding the firearm, so I can hold it steadier. And maybe if anybody out there can give me some advice or tell me what brand they use, so I can probably install that on my firearm. I don't know if you have to replace that to get that put on, because I think some of them require a Picatinny rail. I'm not sure, but the upper, somebody give me some suggestions for upper that would accommodate that particular hand grip that I'm looking for. And not looking to put anything else on this firearm. I'm going to pretty much leave it's stock the way it is. The only thing that's different is the dot sight from Bushmill. Maybe, just maybe, the grip. Maybe I want a thicker grip because it feels a little narrow for me. But all in all, I'm pleased with this. I think Smith & Wesson did a very good job with this, with a reasonably priced firearm that can really show some accuracy to even me, a novice, a person that doesn't really shoot that much. But believe you me, I will be shooting this a lot, and I will be shooting this a lot more than my AK. Maybe I'll throw my AK in there and see if I can do some comparisons in the future. But for the most part, I'm having fun with this firearm. So I'm just going to cut this short right now. So if anybody has any suggestions what I can do as far as either aiming or as far as, like I said, regarding the upper area with the grip, or even the pistol grip on that end. So comments or anything that you can help, feel free to contact me. And thanks a lot, and happy shooting.